Hi, my name is Morgan Cornelius, and I decided to do my last critique over Courtney's narrative. I read her spiel on Canvas before I started critiquing, and it talked about how she wanted to combine the ideas of water pollution and The Little Mermaid as the fairy tale. And I started going through her pictures, and I thought this was such a good idea. I never would have thought of this. I think this was probably the best one that I'd actually seen. And, people carelessly pollute our world every day and just don't really see what it's doing to the world. Um, I'm not really that much of an environmentalist, I guess, but I also can see how, like I said, people just carelessly do these things over and over. And there's so many people in the world that you can see the effects of it in our oceans and the air. So, looking at her images, it wasn't really a sequence thing. It was kind of just random, or not random, but just different images from different angles. And she kind of showed the different kinds of pollution that was in the ocean. I'll just say first off, like one thing that I would have changed would have been to kind of um, sequence the images in more of a story type way, kind of just playing off different ideas instead of kind of the same images. Maybe showing somehow how she tried getting to land. Um, but then when you look at the images, you can tell, like I said, she's showing different pollution and still playing off different ideas. But one thing that kind of stood out to me is she kept kind of zooming in on the tail and showing this plastic bag connected to her tail. And I'm not sure if she really meant to do this or this was her reasoning for doing this, but to me, that sort of represents Ariel's father from the fairy tale because Ariel tries to get to land and wants to live on land and get out of the sea and away from her father and everything that she's kind of seen her whole life. And she's wanting to experience something new. And her father is holding her down because he forbids her to go to land because he thinks that humans are dangerous. And like I said, I feel like that bag kind of represents him because she keeps zooming in on that bag in different pictures. But if you think of not just the fairy tale, if you think of how the pollution restricts the animals in the ocean, you can tell that pollution really holds down animals, that it really does kill these animals and organisms. And these animals can't really, some of them can't experience new things or venture different places because a fish may have plastic stuck to it and it doesn't have that much longer to live, or it can't swim as good as it can or as far as it usually could go. And I feel like this was just a really good idea to show a fairy tale and real world examples in one thing. But overall, it was a really good project. Like I said, the only thing I would really change about it is just kind of to make it more of a storyline and sequence pictures, just showing different pictures leading up to like a climax and showing the end of the story.